consumers using multiple platforms, social media, and even AI search, natural language, is the centrality of portals declining? What's the future role of portals in a world of fragmented attention and digital grazing? One thing when I was working in newspapers, there's a guy called Alvin Toffler, who's a futurologist. He wrote things like The Third Wave and Future Shock from the 1970s, a real think of the future. And it was actually his quote about newspapers I used in my university dissertation, which was, newspapers are the last of the smokestack industries that we swept away by the electronic revolution. He was wrong, they just became electronic. Our portals and the way we use them in a world of natural language, AI, all sorts of machine learning, are they really as relevant for the next 10 years?
Probably. I mean, there's going to be some integration needed. It goes back to what Ben was saying. It's maybe too many leads. Is it the training, like your example of, I'll scribble a few of those details down. Agents are screaming for more data and data points from Rightmove, yet when they're faced with a potential real life customer, they could have collected 20 data sets on you, like there and then, made you a coffee, had a real in-depth chat. So yeah, I think Rightmove's dominance, and you know, like you say, we listened to Jason a few weeks ago at the LSL conference, and the things they're doing are incredible, and they should be challenging Rightmove. But in the background, you know, they're putting 18% up on the prices. Does that not allow for someone to create some extra filters, create some extra tabs? I mean, I'm not saying
it's a choice, isn't it? It's not
yeah, I'm not saying coding's easy, but these guys have got the resources to, you know, do Rightmove ever go and do a voice of the agent survey with agents?
They read it, I know that.
They read it, right. So it's whether they sort of think, well, actually, to stay relevant, do we need to change the user interface? And with Internet 3.0, 2.0, possibly, but I don't think they're going away.
I think as a tech person, when I look at the sales process, what I'd like automated is everything post-sale. Like that bit can be automated with AI much easier than, like, it's all desk work, and AI is going to replace back office, anything you're doing at a desk. I think when you're looking at AI and the portal, it goes back to filters again. We're using AI to find properties that match what we want easier because we don't have the filters we want. I don't actually think it's going to replace portals. I think it's just going to enhance the search to find the properties that match what you want, and Rightmove could just build that. I think if you look at Rightmove's share price, if there were any worries about what would happen with AI destroying portals, that share price would be nosediving.
Well, as I worked out on April Fool's Day, is when I won the £209 million on the lottery,
well done.
I could only buy 3.8% of Rightmove, which suggests their share price is quite healthy. So
just on that though, just on your point.
No,
there
you can't
about
have
it.
any money.
Your point there is okay. You know, bet on the fact that the portals, and there's obviously lots of agents out there that would really love that. I'd just take you back. If you had your time again, you know, rather than moaning about the price of Rightmove, I did a little calculation. If you had invested £1,000 at its inception, it would be worth almost £20,000 now. Yeah. You know, that would have been a much better, lessening the pain you feel in terms of paying that, and that's without the dividends being reinvested there.
Wouldn't that cover about 9 months worth of fees though?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But, you know, that's just £1,000 invested, isn't it, there? So I think what is interesting here is, I think if you see a key partner these days in the way that the corporates who obviously founded Rightmove, they've always had this inkling to own part of their supplier stacks. I think we're seeing now that happening in the industry as well, with the likes of Depository, with agents doing it for themselves, creating their own tech and everything else. And if you do get the opportunity to invest, and there are plenty of EIS schemes and everything like that, back those businesses that you see, you know, put your money where your mouth is, being really honest.
So my final question on this one, and it's whoever gets asked first has the least time to think about it, so use it. I'm going to ask you the same question to all of you, is overall, portals friend or foe to the industry? And if there's one thing our audience out there could do to make better use of portals, what would it be? So are they a friend or a foe of the industry? And one thing our agents should do to make better use of them? Who'd like to go first?
I will. Definitely friend. I think consumer behaviour is unbelievably hard to change, which are not going to change anytime soon. What could they do? And just to cover off, while they're losing relevance, no, because the way that, again, the percentage of people that use ChatGPT or Gemini, etc., is unbelievably low at this moment in time. We're all creatures of habit. We default to the way that we do things. To change that consumer behaviour is really, really hard. What was the actual
The
question?
one thing that an agent out there listening to this could do that would help them use portals better.
Embrace it. Yeah.
Actually ring those
Let's
leads.
keep going round. Friend or foe?
I think they're a foe you have to be friends with.
Oh, very good.
He's doing really well balancing on this fence that he's sat on over there. Really, really well.
Much soundbite.
So, okay, I like the answer. So, what's the one thing our audience could do to actually make better use of them?
Can't really think of anything. I'm more of a tech rather than, but I
When you
can't really
choose
think
to
of
be.
anything, no.
No, that's fine. Victoria?
I think they have to be a friend. And I think, sort of going back to the previous question a little bit, I think there will be eventually almost like a GoCompare for insurance. There will be like a super platform for all the properties to feed into, whether it's on social media or whether it's on a portal, whatever. And I think that is probably going to be what's happening. But in terms of what they can do now, it's actually ring those leads. Whether they come across as a poor lead, actually it could just be that they haven't updated their requirements or their position. They could be sale agreed and looking for the next property. And that vendor that you've got on your books could actually be another buyer for one of your other properties. So actually make use of the leads that you've got and keep on nurturing them.
Love it.
It's got to be a friend. They pass you business. You do pay for it, but they do what they say they're going to do. I think some of the agents maybe invest in training for younger members. I know Rightmove do training, but maybe push your local rep for more training or more regular training or training on specific tabs on the website that will enable you to qualify those leads better and like Victoria said, ring people.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Pick up the phone.
pick up the phone.
Brilliant stuff. And just my final comment on this one is all the research we've got, and you'll see it with the Voice of the Agent from 2024, where we've got the Voice of the Customer, where we do the Voice of the Customer again in September this year, from the research in this part, is consumers love portals. Agents massively value portals. And in reality, 2/5 of agents, and this surprised me, 2/5 of agents see portals pricing as cost effective or cheap. Which suggests, while there are people doing brilliant campaigns asking for fairer pricing and stuff like that, and I get that and I completely support that, in reality, a good chunk of agents really see the value of portals and consumers love them. All we'd ask for is a teeny bit more innovation. Thank you.